face is annoying. Ugh.
Or in a physical relationship. So let us know in the comments, please. What do you guys think? Do you think that the same girl who Googles condom expiration dates and knows that Chris has a 401k and knows every macro he puts into his mouth, do you really think that she did not know that they were expecting? After they're done asking her about the pregnancy, they ask her if they think there's anything else Chris may have lied to her about, and she says she'd rather not look back and second guess things. And then she asks the agent if she can have her name kept out of the media, to which he's kind of dismissive of and says, yeah, he doesn't know how that's going to go. She tells the agent that the last time she saw Chris was Saturday, August 11th, and that they went out to dinner. She mentions they first tried to go to a different restaurant, which was a different Lazy Dog, and that she didn't like the menu. And that's a little odd considering she mentions later that her dad and she go to this Lazy Dog, so you would think she would know what the menu is, and that they end up going to a different one. And then afterwards, Chris comes by her house for about 15 minutes and then says he has...
Oh, shit, that's right. She did say in the interview that she went to the Lazy Dog with her dad. And then she says she doesn't know she said she didn't know what the menu was. She contradicts herself a lot. Wow, I didn't even catch that part. That's crazy. So she said she goes to that restaurant all the time with her dad when she was in the interview room with the detective and her dad there. But then she said she doesn't know the menu, so she doesn't know what she ordered. That is so true. That's weird. That's weird. Welcome back, y'all. Please tap the screen. I'm sorry I had to restart it again. I had to get my spot on. But I pinned what we're listening to. So please, if you want to know what we're listening to, refer to that. Okay? Hey. Oh my goodness. I'm about to get off of there. Okay.
Go. She tells the agent this is one of the only times they've been out in public together, which we know is also false. He asks her what they talked about on that last date, and keep in mind it was only 4 days before they're talking to her, and she's obviously very uncomfortable with the question and kind of stutters around. And he asks if they talked about his relationship with his wife, and she says they did not, and they may have talked about trying to set up a time to look at apartments the next week. Then the agent asks her, well, when's the last time you talked to him? And she cuts him off and says, oh, I talk to him all the time. In fact, I haven't talked to him since yesterday when I asked him not to call me, but if I texted him right now, he would respond in 5 minutes. She mentions the 111-minute phone call, but she doesn't say anything besides she talked to him on Sunday night, and he seemed fine, and she didn't have any issues with him. In this first interview, she also tells agents that she talked to him Monday night, and kind of contradicts herself here and says he didn't seem too upset, but then she also says that she could hear the fear in his voice for his children. They then bring her to Monday, and she says they exchanged a few texts while they were at work, and that she was going to see a friend, Jim, as we know, but that she doesn't mention his name and says he had nothing to do with anything, and then mentions that Chris texted her at some time in the day saying that his wife and children weren't home. They ask her what time that text was, and then she stalls and goes off on this tangent, kind of deflecting, saying that she's really upset with him and that she's very disappointed in him. Obviously, as we know now, because she doesn't know the time of the text because she's deleted all the information on the 14th. So this seems like a good time to insert some information that we found back in April. Our group was doing kind of an in-depth review of NK's phone logs, and we noticed that there's some calls that night on Monday through the 13th, where they go into the morning of the 14th, that overlap with Officer Goodman's calls. So on Monday night, actually it's now Tuesday, August 14th, early in the morning, Nicole and Chris have been talking back and forth. Officer Goodman is assigned to call and get more information from Chris, like their height and weight, any scars or anything like that about Shanann and the girls. So at 1:58 a.m., Officer Goodman is trying to call Chris Watts on his cell phone, on his personal cell. Because you remember Chris has his personal cell and he has his work cell. So he tries to call him, and you can hear it on the video that's in Discovery when he's trying to call. It sounds like someone's answering, but then it's silent, and then it just hangs up. And it does.
Okay, y'all, if you're wondering what we're listening to, y'all, please get the likes up. Thank you. If you're wondering what we're listening to, this is called Unmasking Nicole Kessinger. It's a series that was done. It's really good. It's in depth. I want to say the series was like multiple hours, but this is just the key parts of it. So I thought I would come on here and share this with y'all. Thank you for tapping the screen. I'm sorry. I had to go heat up my son's dinner. But this was from the morning of the murders, okay? This is from the morning of the murders, and this is about Nicole, okay? So we're getting into the details that you might have not gotten from the Netflix series, okay? So if you have watched the Netflix series, you guys, you might not have gotten these details, all right? These details might not have been there. And this is my last time restarting, so if we don't, whatever, TikTok want to shadow ban me today, that's cool. They can shadow ban me. We'll be back on here tomorrow, early tomorrow.
Repeatedly. So right around 2:05 a.m., Officer Goodman gets a return call from Chris from his work cell. And Chris tells Officer Goodman that he's having problems with his personal cell, even though he's been on it talking to Nicole throughout the entire night with no problem seemingly. And that so he's calling him from his work cell. So Officer Goodman proceeds to ask him the questions about their height and weight and the identifying marks. And they have an approximately 4 to 5 minute conversation. And if you look at the cell phone bills, Chris makes a call to NK and she does not answer it, but then she calls him back on his personal cell at 2:07 a.m. and they proceed
Okay, so it's saying that he gets calls. So Chris is getting calls from police, okay? Chris is getting calls back and forth. We know this, okay? Prime suspect. He's getting calls from police asking him, where's your wife at? Where's Shanann at? Where's the girls at? What's going on? He said, I'm at work. What you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? I don't know where she at. I'm at work. She said she was going for Fran. What am I supposed to do about that, right? Already defensive. We're getting a divorce. Already defensive, okay? And then when, you know, when police are calling him, he's not only calling Nicole, but Nicole is on the phone. One of the calls that police calling him, she's on the phone while police are talking to Chris. Okay, so she's talking to him so much during this time that they, you know, literally have the same time on the phone with the police. So the police are able to, you know, it's really weird too how people don't think this kind of stuff is tracked. You guys, every phone conversation you have, every text message you send, every text message you receive, it gets tracked. Okay, it's all recorded. It's all on a log. Your phone company has a record of all that. Now, you could delete them like she tried to do. Nicole deleted all these text messages and stuff. But that does not get rid of evidence. Okay? That does not get rid of the actual phone log. That's still going to be there forever. They're going to have a copy of that. So what she did was she deleted certain texts. But the calls that she made and all that kind of stuff is still going to be there. So she made outgoing calls to Chris. She made outgoing calls, you know, to other people. We're going to get... Yeah, she made outgoing calls to other people too. But during that time, Chris and her were in contact a lot. So you're telling me it just doesn't make any sense. Okay, we're just going to keep going. We'll keep listening. But to me, it doesn't make any sense how you got Chris on the phone with you. I mean, Chris is on the phone with police. And he's on the phone with Nicole. But Nicole don't know nothing about what's going on. Nicole confused. Nicole doesn't know nothing. Nicole's so delirious about everything. She look clearly, you know, she not got nothing to do with nothing. She don't got nothing to do with nothing. You guys, it's to me, it's in some way, even if it was just the fact that this man, you know, was behaving differently during that time. You know, she could have said that, but it was not. She said, I don't know anything. Nothing. He just all of a sudden did this crazy shit. And started calling me all day. I didn't clock in for work. You know, I don't think that's the case, you guys. I think, personally speaking, my personal opinion, if I can share my personal opinion on here, which I think I can. I think due to having freedom of speech in my country, I can share my personal opinion with y'all. Okay? My personal opinion is I think Nicole slept over the house that night before. Okay? That's my personal opinion. And when we listen to this audio, when we listen to this woman right here talking about every detail that she knows, there's more details than this. That's why there's multiple parts to this series. There's multiple parts to the series with this person. And there's multiple parts to the series in general because there's so much information that you can't fit it in one video. That's what's creepy. But we're going to keep listening. Like I said, this is called Unmasking Nicole Kessinger. Unmasking Nicole Kessinger is the name of the series. If you guys are interested in following the YouTube series, go to the YouTube link in the bio. Click on the profile. Click on the YouTube link. Go subscribe. And be a part of the YouTube family, you guys. It's a big family over there. We're hitting almost 6,000 on YouTube. So please be a part of that family before we get bigger. Let's get it bigger. Let's get the family going. Because we were around here, we keep it real. Okay? We truthful. We don't do what Nicole did. We don't lie. We don't do what Chris did. We don't lie. Okay? We keep it real around here. I truly think Nicole and Chris were made for each other. They were a match made in heaven and hell. Truthfully, not heaven, hell. Okay, my mistake. I think they were a match made in hell because the way they compatible with each other in their lies, they lie just like one another. But Nicole, you guys, Nicole was a better liar. You feel me? She was able to lie in a way to manipulate police. She was in a lie, maybe even seduce them. Who knows? I don't know her tea. How do I know if she wasn't able to seduce police and that's how she was? You guys, I'm not going to put it past anybody. Because when it comes to this kind of stuff, it gets real messy. Okay? Casey Anthony, y'all know about that one? Casey Anthony, y'all, slept with her lawyer to get away with unaliving her daughter, Kaylee. Literally, she had to sleep with a lawyer to get away with it. Like, come on now. The type of crimes people commit, and you really think that Casey Anthony had nothing to do with her daughter's disappearance and unaliving? Yeah. What? Yeah. Where have you been? Girl, that was 2000 what? And this is the thing. People say, oh, you're covering old cases. You guys, if you want to follow people, there's plenty of true crime creators. I follow them that cover new current cases. Okay, go follow them. They're great creators. I cover what I want to cover, what I'm comfortable with covering, what I'm confident at covering, what I like to cover. Period. Okay. The Casey Anthony case, I did cover that one a little bit on my old page, but truthfully, it's such an old case. Okay. Now, when it came to that case, she had an advantage. So Casey was able to get away with a lot more because of how she looked. A lot of times you'll notice that with, what's her name? Jodi Arias. Jodi Arias unalived her, I wouldn't even call it her boyfriend because her and him were together no more. Okay. He was actually trying to end things with her and move on and start seeing other people. And she being the person she was, decided to stalk him, look into his house, break into his house at different times, and say that, we don't know. We're still together. We don't need to break up. And then she went ahead and unalived him because she didn't want him being with nobody else and she didn't want him breaking up with her. So, with that being said, y'all, there have been cases where people's looks can help them get away with stuff. So, I truthfully think that when it comes to this case, I've had locals come in my chat, come into my lives, come into my chats, saying, I know this was a cover-up. I know this was a cover-up. Wow. You guys. Tonight, I can't make this up. Cheers. Yes, cheers. It's my first glass, you guys. First glass. Cheers. I can't make this up. Tonight, I went live. And somebody came in my live and said, I'm from the area. I was around when this happened. This was a cover-up, and she is guilty. This person said that. I'm not going to name them unless they want to be named. If you want to be named, come forward and say your name on TikTok. But they came in my live. I took a screenshot. They came in my live and said exactly what I've been saying. I said the whole time, this is a cover-up, you guys. Something was covered up. Some type of dark stuff was covered up. I did more research, and I found names. And I'm going to be making a YouTube video with the names. I'm going to be making a YouTube video with the names of these higher-ups. Because this is evil. Okay? I don't like stuff like that. So, these names that I'm going to name in the YouTube video were higher officials at the oil company that they both were working at. Nicole and Chris were both working at the same company. Okay? Now, there were bigger oil companies like Chevron, Mobil. You know, there's other oil companies out there. But this was a pretty big one in Colorado. Okay? For the town they were in, this was the biggest oil company around. Okay? So he had a pretty good job there. Now, with that being said, they were planning on merging with a bigger company. A bigger brand. All right? This was in the millions of dollars. Deal was in the deal of a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get another deal like this, like just like snap your finger, like, oh, it's gonna be another deal. Like, no, it's not. Sometimes when you get certain deals, certain opportunities, certain things come forward to you, you're not gonna get those anymore, and they know that, and they're not gonna let anything, anyone, any crime, anything get in the way of that money. Okay? And I want y'all to understand that. When it comes to money, I used to come on here and talk about Jeffrey Epstein. I used to come on here and talk about Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't talk about that kind of stuff no more. But when it comes, let me just say this. When it comes to money, you can easily cover up things. You guys. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Nicole is out here living a life of luxury. I don't think Nicole's out here, you know, sitting on an island with a martini in her hand every day, or a margarita in her hand. I think Nicole's living a pretty rough life. From what I've researched, from what I've found, the information I've been able to look up, Nicole's life is not the way it was before. Okay? So I think because of this happening, she was able to get out of the, you know, maybe the legal, if she was going to have to be in a what do you call it, a trial, you know, she didn't have to be in a trial. She could just go, snap her fingers, and change her identity. Voila, you're a whole new person. You're a whole new whatever. Angela, whatever you decide, Angela Marie Davis, whatever you decide to name yourself. You know, whatever name she actually came up with. But listen, you guys, whoever covered up the actual crime came out of it with $100 million. $100 million they walked away that deal with. I honestly think that it has something to do with that. I think that probably was a big deal, you know. Now, Anadarko was very cooperative with police about what they gave them. They gave them everything they knew, okay? I don't truthfully believe they had anything other than that affair that could have happened between her and this higher up at the company who was a part of this deal. Other than that, I don't think there was really anything else, but I do think that was a huge part of it. So if that affair would have came forward, okay, let's say Nicole came forward and said, hey, yeah, so-and-so, I actually been having an affair with so-and-so, you know, I've been having an affair with so-and-so, and I have the name, but I'm not going to say it on TikTok Live. And that comes out, okay? And therefore, number one, that's a crime, okay? So according to employee and higher up, whatever you want to call it, employee guidelines, you cannot do that. You cannot have a romantic relationship with someone underneath you. So that would automatically terminate that person's employment with the company, okay? So with that being said, I think whoever this person was is smart enough to think, I'm not going to have this come out. She going to be seen as somebody who was a mistress of Chris's, who was a crazy family unaliver, you know, and that's all it's going to be. We're not going to have nothing else come out. We're not going to have no trial, and we're not going to have nothing else to do with it. I do feel like that's what happened. Go subscribe to my YouTube, guys. I'm going to drop that video probably tonight or tomorrow. Go subscribe. Highly suggest subscribing to the YouTube. It's in my bio. Click on my profile picture. Go click on the YouTube icon. Okay? Click on the YouTube icon. It'll take you straight to my YouTube. If you want your small business or your username shouted out and you subscribed, let me know. Say I subscribed and so-and-so is my business or so-and-so is this. And please tap the screen. Please, let's get more than 12,000 likes in here so we can get into some more information. Thank you. Thank you to each and every single one of you guys who come on here with true positivity, love, light, and kindness and want the truth of the situation to be said. If there was nobody here listening, you know what I'm saying, who's going to hear the truth? So thank you so much for who is in here and who's coming forward and wants to hear the truth, and the people who want to go, you know, listen to the YouTube videos and stuff like that. That means a lot to me. Not only do I put time and energy, but I put a lot of love into my content, you know. So thank you. If you do subscribe to the YouTube, please let me know you subscribe, you guys. We are heading towards 5,300. I think we are 60 away. We are 60 subscribers away from 5,300. Tara, 1983, thank you.
For 11 minutes.
You guys, and if we have a moderator in here to pin who subscribed, please do that. Please.
And again, we're all going to have different opinions on this, and it's okay if we disagree with us that this is anything significant. But we do think it's interesting that it appears that while he's on the phone talking to the officer on...
Okay, and we're also going to get into some other stuff. Before we get into this, let's listen to this real quick, okay? Since we have more people in here now. We're going to talk about, number one, we're going to talk about the phone ping. So, number one, Nicole Kessinger, who was Chris Watts' mistress, phone pinged at the Watts house the morning of the murders. Okay, first and foremost, that is what I start with because that's the most important thing. And when it comes to the list of information we have, you guys, that is the most important part, is the phone ping. Okay, Verizon pinged her phone at the house that morning. Police didn't ping it. God didn't ping it. Ghost didn't ping it. Verizon did. Okay, her phone service pinged her location at the house the morning of the murders. Okay, so you know those services where you can find your iPhone. Barry, okay, thank you. Barry LP, thank you for subscribing. You guys, keep subscribing while I talk. If you do subscribe, please let me know. Let's get to 5,300 tonight, okay? And I'm going to drop a YouTube video tonight. If we get to 5,300 tonight, I'm going to drop a YouTube video on this tonight, on this case, on this topic tonight, okay? So please, guys, get to 5,300. There's plenty enough people in here to get there. We only need like 60 more subscribers tonight to get to that goal. So let's get to that goal tonight. Thank you so much. That's a way you can support me. Gifts are appreciated, but they're not necessary. Taps are really, really appreciated. So thank you. Eat dirt. Thank you. Okay, so her phone, Verizon, according to history of phone location, that morning her phone pinged at the house. But not only that, not only did her phone ping at the house, you guys, but headlights were seen in the neighbors. Oh my God. You guys, I don't know if y'all ready for this information. I really don't think y'all ready. I don't think y'all are ready for this information. Like I don't think so. Like this is crazy. Because every time I talk about all this and pin it all together, it really creeps me out, and it starts like it gives me chills. To put it all together, like you're making one of those like dot to dots, you know, where you pin stuff, you know, those dot to dots they used to old school. Yeah. That's what it reminds me of. Like when you pin everything together, it starts painting a picture. Okay? And it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. Okay? So not only did her phone ping her that morning, we're not saying allegedly because it did. We don't need to say that about stuff that happened. Okay? You need to say allegedly about stuff that you don't know if it happened. Like we don't know if she was involved. So we say allegedly, right? That's why we say that? Okay. So allegedly, we don't need to use that. Her phone did ping at the Watts neighborhood that morning. Okay? Her truck was spotted at the Watts neighborhood that morning on the street of the home. Tina, thank you. Not only that, but headlights. Nathan's camera, you guys. I posted a video of this on my TikTok. Okay? And it's kind of starting to gain traction. But Nathan's camera picks up headlights. There's a certain angle where you can see headlights the night before. Okay, the Sunday night before the murders. So the Sunday night before, that's when Nicole and Chris had that 111-minute phone call. That 111-minute phone call that they cannot recall. They can't remember what it was about. I don't know what we talked about. We could have talked about anything. That's what she said. Mavane, thank you. I don't know what we talked about. But they can't remember that phone call the same night before the murders. And you can see headlights after the phone call. So after the phone call, you see headlights, like truck headlights, in the camera. Okay? You think, like, what? Okay. Now, what I think happened was, this is what I'm going to do with the information I'm given. I'm going to put on my thinking cap, and we're going to put on a thinking cap together, and we're going to think about what might have happened. Logically speaking, you have a phone call. Now, during this phone call, there's a lot talked about. You talk about your plans, you talk about your life, you talk about how messed up your marriage is, you talk about how you don't like your life, you talk about how much you want to be with your mistress, you talk about how you wish you could see them, you talk about how your wife's coming home the next day, you talk about all kinds of relevant information, right? Is that not too off? Is that not too outlandish to talk about those kind of things on an 111-minute phone call? Right? Doesn't that make a lot of sense to talk about things like that? Okay, right? Yeah. There's a lot of people saying yes. So with that being said, I think they did have some conversation about something involving tomorrow. Okay? I don't think there was no, no. I think they did tell you. They usually make future plans. They usually make plans ahead of time. Thank you for the gifts. Usually made plans in the future, plan things. Like, okay, let's go do this, or we're going to do this tomorrow, we're going to whatever. They usually did that, okay? So that's not out of the blue. So I really think that, with that being said, that 111-minute phone call contained a lot more information than either of them were willing to probably confess to, okay? Now, with that being said, the next morning, Chris wakes up super early, Shanann's home, okay? Everything goes down. That's when the crime occurs. I want y'all to have a timeline of everything. So that 13th, the next day, that's when the crime occurs. Okay? So whoever was there at the house either witnessed the crime or was a part of it. I'm not going to say at the end of the day if somebody was there, they weren't a part of the crime, because you are a part of the crime. If you don't report a crime like that and you're there in the moment in the house, you're just as guilty. I don't care what anybody has to say. You can be there watching it and not touch anybody. You're just as guilty. You're just as guilty. You could be there and you hear what's going on and you don't talk, you don't say, you're just as guilty. You know why? Because what if you could have called and it could have prevented one less person from their life being taken away? One less person. You know what I'm saying? Anything could have happened. You know, there's a list of possibilities that could have happened that rack my brain about. I really do. But with what we know, the next day, Chris loads up the truck. Now, when he talks about this in the book, Letters from Christopher, he says he could barely carry Shanann down the steps. Now, how can he carry her into the truck? How can he carry her out the truck? How can he carry her into the area where he buried her at? And how can he do all this by himself? If he can barely carry her down the steps, you guys. That's something that's also confusing to me. How can he do all that by himself if he can barely carry her down the steps? He mentions that in his book. In the book, Letters from Christopher, he says, I could barely carry her. She fell at one point. He said she actually fell because he couldn't carry her. He wasn't big enough. He wasn't a really big dude. He was kind of a short guy. He said that he couldn't really carry her down the steps. So you telling me you committed a whole crime and you saying you couldn't even carry the body down the steps? So you telling me he could carry her into the truck, into the bed of a truck, and his kids, and carry her to the area where he took them to, and conceal all the... You guys, come on now. By himself? But he couldn't carry her down the steps. And I feel like he's been giving himself away a little bit according to what I've been looking into and what he's been admitting to, what he's been saying he did and didn't do. Like he said he drugged Shanann and he won't tell anybody where he got the drugs from. You guys, there's a lot of information that some people don't know, and I do understand that. That's why I try to give you guys a little by little, okay? So we don't have to give y'all too much to understand, too much to handle at one time. That's why we do a little at a time, so you guys can be like, oh, wow, that's interesting. And then you can go look into it, you know. Do your own research. Do your own research. Do your own research. I mean, he was a smaller guy. It's not about believing him. He was a smaller guy, you know. So I do truly think that he probably had trouble carrying her down the steps. I do think that. I'm not going to say he's lying about everything. I do think he lied about a lot, but I don't think he lied about that. I don't, you know. And also, the garage alarm went off, okay? So the same time he's taking his evidence to the car, to the truck, taking the bodies to the truck, okay? Taking the kids to the truck with their mother that's passed away in between them. This alarm in the garage simultaneously goes off. You guys, why did and then when they asked him about this, they said, hey, you know, the alarm, when he was in the interview. Okay, and I'm going to listen to the interview again. Because I asked him, why did the alarm in the garage go off? He said, oh, yeah. He denied it at first. He said, what do you mean it went off? Because he was trying to, you know, at the end of the day, I do believe at first, when everything first happened, you guys, I think he was truly infatuated with Nicole. I don't think he felt like Nicole could have been taken down for anything. He wanted her to be protected, okay? He wanted to protect Nicole more than he wanted to protect his family. He didn't care about his family, but he cared about Nicole in some sick way, okay? But as you spend more time behind bars, I do truthfully believe that can leave. Do I feel like he feels the same way about Nicole today that he did, 5 years ago? No. You know, I think he's probably had a lot of time to think. I think he's had a lot of time to process things in prison. I think he has a lot of time to talk to God. What he says that he's done in prison is giving himself over to God. He's a Christian now, right? Okay, he's a Christian now. He's a Christian. He said he's reformed. He's a child of God. He said, I no longer see what I did as, you know, justifiable. I feel like what I did was wrong. So he's saying now that he's changed, and now he's saying that God is changing him into a different man, and he's using him to be a disciple of him, and God wants him to get out of prison. You guys, listen to this. This man said God wants him to get out of prison so he can talk to other prisoners and tell them that, like, they can have forgiveness. I was like, you know what? That's a really slick way of trying to get out. That's a really slick way, but it's not going to work. But it's a really slick way. He really did try, right? He did try. He's not innocent. No, he's not. You're going to get blocked for saying that kind of stuff, honey. No, he's not innocent, you guys. He's not innocent. But I do believe that he's starting to feel differently about Nicole. Okay? I do. You guys, who subscribed to the YouTube so far? Let's get a count. Who subscribed to the YouTube? We're almost at 5,300. Let's get to 5,300 on YouTube before the end of the night. Come on now. Let's get to 5,300 on YouTube, and let's keep going. We're going to keep going. We're going to get into more details. Let's just get to 5,300. It's free to subscribe to YouTube, okay? It's free to subscribe to YouTube. It's free. Let's go ahead and get on there. We're almost to, I think we're 50 away. We are 50 away, you guys. It's in my bio. YouTube is True Crime with Bella 1. True Crime with Bella 1, and it is in my bio. What? I have. Oh, Pretty Barber. Thank you for subscribing. I haven't seen anyone new subscribe, though. Oh, I see him now. I see you now. I see you. Thank you. Oh, and thank you so much for the hand hearts, you guys. Thank you for the gifts. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much to each and every person who's gifting. It is not necessary, but it truly is appreciated. Okay, thank you. So we need 50 more subscribers to get to our goal. So let's go ahead and get to this. Let's go ahead and subscribe. If you are not subscribed, we're going to keep going. Don't worry. Ruru, thank you. But with that being said, you guys. Sorry. With that being said, thank you, Kathy Joe. Thank you. Oh, wow. We are getting a lot more now. Okay, we got 40 more, y'all. 40 more subscribers. If you like true crime, why not subscribe? It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the YouTube, okay? I know some people can't afford it. I just made subscriptions today available on my page on TikTok. It does kind of give you a little bit more of perks. But if you don't want to subscribe on TikTok, you can subscribe to YouTube for free, okay? Thank you, Eve, for subscribing. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay, so this right here, this detail is kind of random, okay? So She did delete text messages, okay? Let's just say this. She deleted text messages and she deleted calls. So she was trying to go ahead and conceal whatever they talked about, okay? So whatever content that they had talked about, let's say leading up to that morning or that morning itself, when he kept calling her while he was on the phone with police, or while he was interacting with police, while he was talking to her, at the same time, let's say during that time, she realized, oh shit, it's part of my French, but oh shit, this is really happening. I can't be a part of this. This is not going to be working out for me. Now she's going to go ahead and play the role of, I'm a mad, angry ex-mistress, and I'm going to delete all these messages. Thank you for subscribing, Globetrotter, the kicker. Thank you. Now, the information that was new that I found out was him sending her the photos leading up to the point where he was going to go take his family to. Okay? So what he did was he sent Nicole pictures leading up to the point where he was going to take her to the grave area. Leading up to the point where he was going to take his kids to the wells. He sent her photos, scenery pictures of this trip. Okay? So he went on this trip to the wells that morning, like he, go to work that morning. Now this right here, this was out of the ordinary kind of work area. Thank you for Brittany for subscribing. I see a bunch of new people. Moderator, whoever is behind this, thank you. This is what I'm talking about. Moderators, thank you. To the moderators in my chat, I really appreciate each and every single one of you. Okay, I'm still waiting on my crystals to come in the mail, ladies. I promise I'm going to send y'all something. Okay, but please, you guys, please, a big shout out to my moderators because they are the real MVPs. Everybody who subscribed is getting a shout out because my moderators are pinning each name. Madison May, thank you, because we really do appreciate you guys. Every single one of you who comes in my live supportive, wanting to know information, learning about things they don't know, being open-minded, subscribing to the YouTube, going to watch the videos on YouTube, going to, all that. We appreciate it. Thank you for coming on here with love and support. That's what I come on other people's pages with. Anybody I'm following, my moderators, people in my chat can vouch. I go on other people's lives with love and support. I go in there sending them gifts, sending them love, liking their screen, tapping their screen, going to their YouTube and subscribing, because that's the kind of person I am. Thank you for subscribing, Mary Jane. I love each and every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. I'm a newer kind of true crime creator, so pardon me if I'm not perfect. Okay, that's why I'm learning. Okay, but I do tell you, this one thing I do right is I do my research and I come to you guys with the research I have come up with from what I've looked up. Okay, I don't come on here and tell you guys things out my butt. Okay, so with that being said, I've had so many people come back to me and say, like, wow, I looked this up myself and you weren't wrong. So I really appreciate everyone who's come back and said that, because it confirms everything that I do hard work on. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for subscribing, Piper. I appreciate it. If you want me to shout out your small business or whatever you guys do for your, your hustle, let me know what that name is, and I can also shout it out when you say I subscribe. Just let me know in the same, message, and I can read it. Piper, thank you. So yes, you guys, the pictures to the, here's the thing. What was going through Chris's mind at that drive? What was going through this man's mind during that drive to the point? Subscribe, Sky. Thank you for subscribing. I don't know how to pronounce that, lovely, but Sky. Beautiful. Thank you. But I don't know what was going through that man's head that drive. But according to what I've read, he said that he had no remorse. Deperna, thank you. Give me one moment, you guys. He had no remorse for what he had done. He had no guilt for what he had done. He said he was angry. So you're telling me you angrily sent pictures of the work of the drive to your mistress while you were driving there? It just doesn't make any sense. So, yes, he sent her odd photos to and from the site where he disposed of their bodies, you guys, that morning. Thank you for subscribing, Rebecca. Subscribed on TikTok and YouTube. Squalls429. Thank you for subscribing to YouTube. Let's see where we're at right now. Hold on. Let's see where we're at. We are at 5,276 right now, you guys. We are at 5,276. So we are 24 away from our goal tonight. Let's hit our goal, y'all. 5,300 is our goal tonight. Let's go ahead and try to hit our goal. No, he's not gone. He's still alive. Our goal is 5,300 tonight. 5,300. Okay, so if you do subscribe, please let us know. My beautiful moderators are pinning the subscribers in the comments, okay? We are pinning them. Okay, so the last bit isn't concrete since it came from a lying psychopath's mouth, but it's worth a mention. He searched the Metallica song about batteries and cannot kill the family. That's definitely not what the song is about, but he told investigators. Nicole Kessinger asked me what the song is about. It's just coincidence that the lyrics mention batteries. Based on the lyrics and looking them up many times after he annihilated his family, it seems as though he had his own twisted interpretation of the song. I won't even mention the pawn the ring searches, or other questionable behavior, because all those things represent is that she has poor moral compass. Okay? Angela, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, lovely. So, when we listen to this audio, you guys, we're going to listen to more of this audio. This woman is going to just confirm what I've been saying to you guys the whole time. And hopefully you have understanding that I'm not coming on here with false information. Okay.
His work cell, she's sitting there obviously quiet, if you hear the call, on his personal cell, listening to him ask questions about his missing family. I think it's also worth mentioning that the special agent asks her if she's ever been in Shanann's car. And Nicole will not call it Shanann's car. She calls it the white car or Chris's white car. And then, which is also just catches my attention. But he asks her if she's ever been in it, and she says yes. And it's very hard to hear because she mumbles it. But he follows up with, well, do you remember when or what the circumstances are? And she says, nope, she can't remember. She knows she's been in it at least once, but doesn't remember when or where they went. As the interview continues, some of it's muffled out because of the wind and the terrible audio. But as it continues, she does say that, you know, she's scared for what happened to Shanann and the girls. She says that she knows that Shanann was a really good mom and that Chris said she was a really good mom. They ask her what their plans are for the future. And she says that...
Okay, so... August 16th, you guys, August 16th, 2018, Nicole interviewed by CBI at Thornton PD. During the interview, Nicole stated the following. She deleted all Chris's information from her phone. Discovery page 501, okay? She deleted all the information on her phone, call and text logs that had anything to do with him. This is from the Discovery, page 501. Read along with me. She deleted all the information on her phone, call and text logs that had anything to do with him. She was grossed out by him. You guys, she was grossed out. She was so grossed out by him. But if you were so grossed out by him, why were you on the phone with him so much after he was, you know, basically, you could say, I don't know if you want to say he was caught at that point, but after he was starting to get all those phone calls from police, why were you continually talking to him then? She said she was grossed out by him, so she deleted all his stuff, okay? It was the hurt that made her delete it. She said, oh, I was just hurt, you know, so I deleted it. And that was the lie that made her come forward. Now, that's Discovery page 503. Okay? Now, 8/23/2018, Nicole Kessinger interview at CBI. I had previously discussed her cellular telephone, iPhone 6, which she used to converse and text with Christopher Watts. Kessinger had previously consented to a search of her cellular telephone in Thornton, Colorado on August 16, 2018. While at the Thornton Police Department, her cellular telephone was downloaded using the XRY software. As a backup in an effort to possibly record more information, I requested that Nicole allow the Colorado Bureau of Investigation to download her phone again using a different software. She consented to another search on her phone, agreed to come to the office and provide me her phone. Nicole arranged to transfer her phone service to another phone, which she had previously used. Okay, attempts were made to download Nicole's older telephone using Celebrite at the CBI. No messages were recovered between Nicole and Watts and a Darko phone number. The recovered messages are as follows. Okay. But yeah, we're going to listen to some more. Sorry.
Couples make plans for the future, but it wasn't anything definitive. Around 25 minutes into the interview, this is her first huge lie. It's when agents ask her if she's been to the house, and she says only once, and that it was the second week of July.
Yeah.
So she's referring to the July 14th visit. They even ask her, so you've only been there once? And she says yes. And then she goes on to say that she didn't want to be there at all because that is, Chris and Shanann's space. She doesn't use her name, though. It's her throughout the whole thing. And then she says that she wanted to be at her house because that was our space. And then she even says that she went and saw pictures of Shanann and the girls when she was there, and that she even said to him, maybe you should work on these things with your wife because you have this beautiful wife and these beautiful kids. One thing I thought was interesting too is listening to these after all the new stuff that's out with the second confession and the book, and then more things that have come out. One thing that I wouldn't have noticed before, but I notice now, is all these little things that she says that can't be true with what we know about Chris, and it makes you wonder why she's lying. There's more examples in the second interview that we'll do in the second video, but in this particular interview, one great example of that is when they asked, what do you think about this?
Okay, we have 20 more subscribers. What is your goal by putting out misinformation? Why do you think it's misinformation if I'm giving you receipts? Literally telling you where to find information at in the discovery. Why are you thinking it's misinformation? I'm just curious. Like, what is it about what I'm saying that's misinformation? I'm confused. You can go think what you want, though. You guys, 20 more subscribers. Let's go ahead and get those done. Let's get that done. Let's get to 20 more subscribers before we get off of here. So we're going to hit 5,300. 20 more subscribers. We need 20 people to leave the live and go to the YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube, you guys. We're going to be doing an in-depth series. We're almost done with the series. We're going to move on to another one next. I'm thinking we'll figure that out later. But let's do 20 more tonight. Okay, let's do 20 more subscribers tonight. We're almost at 5,300. Let's hit that goal together as a family. As a true crime family, let's hit that goal together. Okay, let's hit that goal together. And let's go. So if we do the subscriber train, what's going to happen is my moderators are going to pin each person who subscribes. Okay, each person who subscribes is going to get pinned. And then when you do get pinned, you guys, you get a shout out. I'm going to just go ahead and block you. So you don't have to say you're out. You can just leave. But there you go. You're blocked. Bye. Let's get 20 more subscribers, you guys. Let's get 20 more subscribers. 20 more subscribers. My YouTube is in my bio. So click on my profile picture. Click on the YouTube icon. It'll take you straight to my YouTube. We need 17 more subscribers. 17 more. 17. Let's get 17 more going, y'all. 17 more. 17. Thank you for subscribing, Isabel. Thank you. I'm going to hop on here earlier tomorrow. I noticed my earlier lives are a lot more like positive and stuff. So I think I'm going to hop on here earlier more often. All right. We basically need like 13 more. 13 more subscribers, y'all. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. If you want to be shouted out, just say I subscribed. If you don't have to say it. We need 13 more subscribers, y'all. Wow, we need 9 more subscribers. We need 9 more. We need 9 more subscribers. Thank you, guys. Wow. We need 9 more. Thank you for subscribing, Q. Kirsten, thank you. We need 6 more subscribers, y'all. We were just talking about the case. What's wrong about me pausing my live to talk about subscribe to the YouTube so we can do YouTube lives? We did a YouTube live like last weekend. It was cool. We got a good amount of people in there. 6 more. We need 4 more subscribers, y'all. 4 more. Thank you, Gulf Coast Love. I love you guys. Thank you. We need 4 more. You guys are amazing. Mel Carter, thank you. We need 3 more, you guys. What? Mel Carter. I just shouted you out, lovely. Let me know if I didn't shout y'all out, and I will shout you guys out. T. Cornett, thank you. Living Life with Tanya, thank you. We need 2 more, you guys. 2 more people. 2 more. I think it's not loading in time. I think when I say the subscribers, when I shout you guys out, it loads later. 2 more. I just try to keep you guys. These goals, we're 700 away from 6,000. Okay, we just hit 5,000. So I like to hit goals with you guys. We just hit 5,300. We just hit, y'all. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Woohoo! Thank you so much for subscribing, My Silly Life. Thank you so much, everyone who has subscribed to the YouTube. Please continue to subscribe if you're new here. MVMDV, thank you so much. New things are coming to the YouTube channel. Exclusive lives, all kinds of stuff. So thank you so much to each and every single one of you guys. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for everything you guys do. I really appreciate it, you guys. For one single mom, I don't know your guys' life, but I'm a single mom. You know, we all have our struggles out here, but this right here has been an outlet for me. This true crime has been an outlet for me. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes you just need to get away. You know, you need to just be able to reset your brain. You need to be able to do something, figure out something that that's what true crime is for me. Thank you, Hannah. So this has been an outlet for me. So thank you guys for being here and for, you know, being a part of the family. It really means a lot. So thank you guys. But just continue to subscribe, you guys. Let's go ahead and hit 6,000 soon. We're gonna hit that goal together like we do all the time. We hit 5,000 together. We're gonna hit 6,000 together. So thank you guys for being a part of the family, and we're gonna keep listening to the audio. Yes, that is my YouTube. That is my YouTube. Hey, Trippin' Chicks.
She says,
Trippin' Chicks in here? Girl, I haven't seen you in forever, sis. Big hugs. Oh my God, that's my girl right there. That's my girl, bro. She's my wife's original OG.
I've never seen a violent side or anything like that. I'm paraphrasing. And which that fits obviously with what we know. But then it goes into her saying, because he's so happy when he talks, and she does that pushed emotion. She gives him a lot of emotional attributes that we know he doesn't have, even from his friends, family, closest family, in-laws. He doesn't show emotions. In our opinion, both of them seem to have emotions that are just off. Towards the end of the first interview, they ask her what he told her happened that morning. This is where she recounts Chris's strange story about how he went to wake Shanann up, and Shanann then told him that the baby she was carrying was not his. Agents ask NK if Chris had any reason to think that, and she seems to quickly jump onto that idea, saying, well, I mean, she was home all day, so it just seems like another swipe at Shanann. So just a couple last interesting things at the very end here. Investigators circle back again and ask her if she deleted her phone, and she confirms that she did on the 14th.
Y'all, I see a lot of new people subscribing, and I just want to say thank you so much. We are past the 5,300 mark. We're heading towards 5,400 now. So thank you to each and every person in here who has chosen to come off my lives and go hit that subscribe button, because that means so much to me. Okay, that really does. And I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for making my dreams as a true crime creator come true. Everybody has their dreams, and you're making mine come true. So thank you so much. I love each and every one of you guys. You guys are a part of the true crime community and family, a part of, according to my books. We are listening to Unmasking Nicole Kessinger on YouTube. This is a really good video. If you guys are interested in going into watching that yourself, is on YouTube. Look up Unmasking Nicole Kessinger. You'll find it on there. Okay. Thank you, Trippin' Chick, for posting. Yes, go subscribe, you guys. If you are not subscribed and you want a shout out, this is your chance to get a shout out. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and say I subscribe. Thank you.
Then ask her if it becomes necessary, would she give them her phone? And this is her response. This is a quote. I'm sure we could work on my phone records, but I use this phone for work, so I would appreciate it if there's any way I could, keep this. Is there another way you can do that?
I subscribe. Thank you, Con White 61. Thank you. All right, y'all. With that being said, I think I might hop off here for the evening. Because my son is up. I need to get my son back to bed. It's a school night. But I will be back on here tomorrow morning. Brizzy Rod, I promise you guys tomorrow morning. I'm going to try to be more consistent. I was on here. I've been doing this every day for a while. But I got off of the train. So we're going to be back on here tomorrow morning. Okay? Tomorrow morning, I plan on being live around like 9 a.m. Okay? Central Standard Time. So if you guys are interested in joining that time, come hop on the live. Thank you, Joy the Love, for subscribing. I appreciate you guys for being here. Good night. I love you. We're going to listen to some more tomorrow.